Hey, this is Carlo at 4GQ TV. I'm here over at the Dune Awakening booth, and I'm here with.
I'm Ignacy, community manager.
And I'm Marcus, copywriter.
Hey guys, what's going on today? How's your PAX?
It's going great so far. Super packed today.
Really
Super
busy.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm coming by your booth and I see the quizzes. You guys are doing a lot for the fans. Good to see that. You guys got some awesome pop Funko figures over there as well. But can you tell me a little bit about the game?
Yeah. So we are Funcom. We are working on an open world survival MMO based on the Dune franchise. It's basically a blend of our DNA. We have worked on Garden Exiles previously. We also worked on a series of MMOs back in the day, like Anarchy Online, Age of Conan, The Secret World. So this is kind of like the culmination of everything that we put in video games in the last couple of decades. And it's super ambitious. It's our most ambitious game to date. So Marcus, how would you also describe it?
Yeah, I think we're taking like the best of both worlds when it comes to survival and MMO, to like blend them really. But at its foundation, it's a survival game with a lot of MMO features. Right?
Yes.
How long has it been in development for?
So the first time that it was publicly known that we were working on this game, I think it was around 2019. And then we announced the game for the first time to the public with a trailer. I think it was in 2022 during Gamescom or the TGA, I think, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a few years. Like we started working at least before the first movie was even out.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's a long time.
it's been a long journey.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see it becoming so successful between the movies, and now we got a game coming out, and I think fans are pumped for this. So, in this type of game, open world survival, what kind of challenges will players face?
Well, you got the sandworm. That's a big one.
To start with, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a feature where you have a threat meter, like for the sandworm, how much attention. Like if the sandworm has or you have the sandworm's attention. So it depends on like what kind of sand you're on, what you're doing. If you're like driving something or you have some ultimate technology, the vibrations for that will attract the worm, right?
Yeah, correct.
So you can see like what you're doing, whether the sandworm is going to come and try and eat you.
Yeah, I would say that when you start a game, the thing that you have to worry the most about is basically you and Arrakis, because Arrakis is incredibly brutal. So you start, basically in the desert with nothing on you. The first thing you have to take care of your obviously your thirst and hydration levels. So you go around punching bushes, not really, but gathering the water, the dew from any scarce vegetation you can find in Arrakis. You start gathering some materials, you start trying to get yourself used to Arrakis. Eventually you might get your hands on a steel suit so you can survive a little better. Get Arrakis, you start getting used to it. The worms are you start to manage their threat. You know more or less what is safe for you, what is not safe for you. You also know when the storms are gonna hit you and destroy everything on their path. So once you start getting used to all of that, that's where it starts the real survival, which is the political survival. That's when you go into more the end game, the MMO parts of the game. You start facing allies, enemies, allies that you thought were enemies, enemies that you thought were allies, and that's probably the real survival part of the game. And the what we call the deep desert, it's the end game of or the end game area of the game. And that's basically a very nasty area. It gets swept by Coriolis storms every X amount of time. That basically covers everything in sand, discovers new locations, more resources, changes everything. Yeah, all the bases that are also built in there are also destroyed. That's it's a way for people to go every time there's a Coriolis storm there, try to find spice fields, whatever things the sand uncover, and that's where the real nasty survival part of the game, environment versus player. More or less, that's what we are. The idea we have for the game so far.
And the Coriolis storms are really terrifying. Even just looking at them, they fill the entire horizon, the sky.
And that's also where you find the ringmouth worms. That's the ones that you can see in our key art and also in the movies. Those are the ones that you can find in the deep desert area of the game. The other ones, the ones that you can see in our recent trailers, those are the small ones. So yeah, it's not an area that you really want to be too much in there unless you really like are into like surviving in Arrakis and being number one.
That's awesome. I mean, it sounds exciting just from what you described. So in the game itself, is it going to be just like an open world where you just explore and these things happen? Or are you going to run into people that give you quests?
There's going to be both. So you're going to be exploring the entire world, and especially in social hubs, in the villages like Windsack, cities, you're going to find people that you can pick up contracts from, which will give you specific things to do. But yeah, it's a sandbox at its heart, right?
Yeah.
So
you also have like what you would call in other games like a story mode, so to speak. Like you have a series of objectives that if you want to know more about why you are in Arrakis and what Arrakis has for you, what is so to speak your mission, your goal, you can follow the story. But you can also like choose to navigate that, just like go around, gather resources, and like just like shoot people and stab people in the face. Like if you want to do that and not focus on the story, sure. But for those that crave also like some sort of like a story mode, there's also some of that.
That's awesome. I'm already pumped for it, guys. You sold me on this game already, just from what you said.
Great to hear.
And I know that you guys are doing beta signups now.
Yeah.
So how does the beta signup work for people?
Yeah. So.
For the beta sign up, you just go to the website, duneawakening.com, and you just fill in your email. And right now we're doing closed beta, a fairly small number of players, but we're gradually growing that number of players. And so at some point, if you sign up now, you'll probably get invited at some point before launch. So yeah.
Yeah, these are very important for us. This is why we're taking our good time doing this. Like we started them in November last year, and we've been running like periodically like more and more closed betas. They have, as I said, like not a huge amount of players, but that's because we are asking our players to be like very active in terms of like giving us feedback, because we consider this a crucial part of development where we finally let other people than us play a game, tell us what they think. Based on what they think, we move a number up and down. We change a new mechanic that we thought would be cool and we added, but they were like, oh, this doesn't work, or they're like, oh, this is great, and we double down on that. So we are on that iterative process with them, and it's being like it's going great. So we are like with each closed beta we're adding more and more people, and we hope like soon enough we're gonna move to a phase where we can invite more people, move into open beta phase, and then after that like launch and post release.
So right now for the beta, is that on all platforms?
Just PC.
Yeah, it's
right
just
now.
PC right now. Yeah.
Just PC?
Yeah.
And will it eventually come to other platforms?
Yeah, so we are planning to release Dune Awakening on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5.
And will it be cross-play?
We have not announced yet because honestly, right now we are more focused on the core of the game and all the intricacy of that, rather than like think of that, which would be more like next level after that. Like, but it's still considered. We have not taken any decision yet.
Okay. And anything else you'd want to let gamers or people checking the game out know?
What I would like to say is what we say to everybody: wishlist the game if you love what you hear. That would help us a great deal. And I hope that what we gave you it's enticing enough, or at least try to find out what else we have in store for you.
Absolutely. And one last question, I always ask at the end. It's kind of like a fun question because it's not developer question. You guys get developer questions all day long, right? So I try to make it fun. Icebreaker question is, do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oh no.
Hell yeah. I am a pineapple on pizza believer.
This guy, he doesn't know.
He's wrong and I am right, and it's what it is.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't do it.
Well, thank you guys so much, and enjoy the
cheers.
rest of your packs.
You too.
Have a good time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.